Hi everyone, welcome back to another Coding Minds web conference. So today, your hosts, as usual, are myself, Terrence Chen, and Angel Chung. So today we're going to be looking at David's project, and he's made a game that's very similar to Civilization. I don't know if you guys have played it before. It's basically a game where you build up your empire and explore with and interact with the map, and you compete against other empires, and you basically build up your own nation from the ground up. So it's a strategy game, and there's a lot of game elements involved. So let's get started and let's take a look at David's project.
Hello, my name is David, and today I will introduce to you my new project, which is called Alexandria. So here we are, the presentation. Alexandria, The Rise of Civilization by David Zheng. This project was inspired by Civilization 5, as you can see in the background image. How does Civilization 5 work? And Civilization is a managing game. Civilization is a managing game. Manage your resources, making your empire either having the most score than the other empire or conquer the whole world, as you can see in my game. It will be something like that. The features that can be fit into one.py file will surprise you. Python is a coding language for all essentials and calculations, but I made the Python way more complex and flexible with an organized code and text arts that will amaze you. As you can see in the code, this is the part where I introduced the AI machine learning, which is one of the most important part of the game, which brings you a lot of fun, maybe a lot of rage. Code for the superior text arts that was so amazing. As you know, that text art is a way to make art that can be shown into Python, which I know it's really cool because as you can see on the screen, I made a map of Europe, which is really cool. There's France, Spain, Northern Italy, and maybe part of Russia and Poland, and maybe the part of Middle East. The code for the text arts are the best art for the game's themes. Unpredictable moves by AIs that could give player a surprise. The AIs coded in the game was a feature that caused variety of hard work and times. The AI will make one of the most surprising moves against you in military, even causing you to lose the battle. And then now, here's the most important part, a live demo of the game. Here we are, I'm already get the game running. So let's see what it takes to run the game. So here's the storyline. A long time ago, there's a hero everybody loved. He protected tribals, defeat the evil, and one day he became a myth. And a man learned from that and started to take actions. You know, it's a very famous line. Okay, so let's please enter the myth's name. Let's say what I wanted to choose. I would prefer just call it a random name, maybe like Alex. That'll be fun. Here's the great conquest of Alex. And here's the whole storyline. So I will read it one by one for you. Hello, Alex. Your glorious adventure story has finished by the best poem writer in the kingdom and conquered the whole Middle East, as you can see on the map. And now it's your conquest to conquer the Europe. As you can see, here is the half of the Europe map. Your glorious conquest started at any time. Your money and resources are important for your citizens and servant and family. You must make your economy and happiness stable so that people will love your glorious leadership. And here we go. Here's our first attack. We're attacking a city now located in Serbia called Novi Sad, which it just sounds the same, called Novi Sad. So now here's three options. 1, it's attack. 2, it's escape. 3, it's backup defend. So let's say, first I'm going to backup defend. And then here shows the status. The enemy decided to use plan 2, which is to escape. Because we backup defend, they're gonna escape back to the high ground. And I decided to use plan 3, just like what I explained. That it shows the line. The enemy escaped. You defend the enemy and came back for another battle. The military was safely defended. The current military troops number is 10,000, and the military was defending. Enemy military doesn't weaken by any, so it's still 3,500. So now I think it's time to attack, since we must be aggressive to win the battle. Bam! Here it's a lot of differences and the game was totally changed. You decided to use plan 1. The military got a high ground and defeated your military since the second enemy decided to escape even though they failed. The enemy lost some people. even though at the same time you actually lost some too. So let's do the calculations. It lost about 975 people, and our military only lost 500, which I count as a win for us. So let's continue. I'm going to escape back to the high ground. Oh God, oh, no. Both escape because they all want to go back to the high ground, and the military minus 100 because of their secret attack. And then they also minus 100 because the military is attacked by barbarians. Their military is weakened. Okay, let's continue. I gotta choose one. I gotta be aggressive. Okay, I'm on a huge lead because I have a way larger amount of military, so they can't beat us. Let's just do some tactics and bam, attack. Okay, there are only 191 people left. Bam, we won. So we won the battle in land side, and here is the options. I'm going to introduce a new feature. That's what I introduced in my slides, which is called a manage menu. That's where you manage resources. So if you press 2, bam, here's the manage menu. And you can show military options to use, type milic, which is called military actions. So there's 1 equal to produce 1,000, 2 equal to give 1,000 foods, 3 equal to disbanding 100. What does that mean is these integers are 100 and thousands means the military units. That means you're going to disband how much units you want to disband. And here's the agriculture, which just to explain it more easily, it means food. To use, type agric. What does that mean? It's an agriculture actions, but in simplified. So let's say 1, produce 1,000 wheats. Second, but it will reduce the population. Second, takes 100 food from people. This will reduce the happiness. 3, donating foods. And it shows the number you currently have. That means I have 10,000 foods right now. So let's see what will happen. Let's say I want to use the military tactic, which also counts as military options. I want to produce 1,000 food. Type mil-ac. And now it will show an option called choose your military options. And here's the important part. It will let you choose an options between 1 or 2 or 3. So now you can just enter an integer for anything. Let's say I want to give 100 food first. Now I will just produce 1,000 because I have another battle. And then here we go. You produced 1,000 military, but it costs 795 foods, which means there's a fluid balance between different resources. Foods are reduced, but still can handle the population. Food is still 99,025, and population is 10,000. Okay, now because the round is passed, I can only do 1 action in 1 type in each round. So that means I already did 1 action in 1 type, which is the military option and option 1. So now I have the global options. So now there's the options. 1, declare on Paris, because I have no more options to do rather than go to manage menu and back to main menu, which already can't be used. I can just declare war on Paris. But this battle is going to be way more worse situation for us. And bam, you declared a full-scale war on Paris. On to the next attack. As you can see on the map, I'm currently conquered the city and our land gained a lot more. That means now we're going to go right here to conquer the city. As you can see, the distance is way more. Their troop is actually way more because it is a capital of the French. So we got to do something tactical to beat them. I'm going to do the same tactic as last round. I'm going to back up defend. Oh God, look at the differences. They have 10,000 people. I only have 8,600. This is not looking good for us, but we're gonna try. Attack. No, the situation is way worse. Our military reduced a tons. And AI is doing a tactic which got the high ground and defeated your military, lost some people. This is not looking good for us. We need a tactic. We're gonna go escape and reduce their military a bit. Even though it cost our military for a bit, I think it does worth it. Now I'm gonna attack, a sudden attack. Oh God, their military, oh fudge. The military got the high ground again and defeated your military, lost some people. This is not really looking good for us, but we're gonna try. Oh God, please. I'm just gonna escape for now. Bam, attack. Dude, come on. So the AI is using a special tactics that can actually make your game really worse, as you can see. Oh God, no, no, no. I'm gonna try to sneak attack and bam. Okay, the military reduced a lot, but I think this game might end here. So I'm just gonna try to attack a lot. Screw it. Your military is weakened by the enemies and now gone into the mist. I'm sorry, but our military is now gone. Produce more your nation management. You lost the game over due to the lack of happiness, food, or population in your country. So what does that mean? Since I predict it's actually happiness. As I said, this game, it's a management. And our happiness is gone because, all the military units have their families, and their families seeing their military units died. Their happiness will be reduced less than 30%, which is what I coded in the game. And now here's the game over. So let's see the code to see how it actually works. Okay, here's the backstage. You see there's a tons of lines of code, and I'll introduce the functions one by one. So let's go all the way to top. This is the AI part and the variables part. It does the really important jobs in letting AI to defeat you, just like how French kicked my ass. So let's see, continue. So here's the variables for the storylines. Because of how you attack, the French leader will know how to attack you back as how they return the input data and the output data. As you can see, I imported SVM from sklearn, which is one of the questions I asked you in Kahoot. Which source contains sklearn? So that includes SVM. So now let's look at here. Here's one of the most important part. Here it lets you, if the player prediction equal to 2 or 3 or 1, it will return with a different response, just like what I did in the game, as you can see here. And then here comes the storyline. This is basically tons of math art and hard work for the storyline to continue. As you can see, here's the menu. And then here's the long tactic of the if computer choice and user choice, which is also supporting the computer machine learning. So if we count this, then I will tell you. Here, let's scroll all the way down. From this location all the way up here, it's all storylines, variables, and machine learning. So I will give you a chart. About 20% of them are variables. As you can see, here's tons of variable list of gold, food, population, happiness, military, opponent 1. What does it mean? It's opponent military 1. And then, a spelling mistake, variables. Okay, we don't care. And now 50% are what we know as the AI machine learning. How does this count? So as you see, everything would seem like it's a storyline, but look at this part. This part with an if and else statement an else statement, which proves that computer machine learning is identifying what player is inputted and then giving them the output, which also count as a response. And then here we go. And the rest of the 30% are the storylines, which you can see there's tons of prints about maps, storylines, and stuff that agents will tell you. And here's the most fun part. This small if statement actually does a lot of stuff, which we call it the manager. Because here's the options, as you know. But if we scroll down a bit, just right here is the if and else statement. Oops, that's a lot. Here's the if else statement that manages what the ending will be. Let's see. If a computer choice and user choice, that doesn't matter, but let's look at these two lines. If military is less than 1, which means it's either equal to 0 or negative, that means a defeat for us. And then if opponent military is greater than 10, that's a second check to see if opponent military still remains. And then if the happiness it's under 30, or food is under population, and military is under 1, then it will be a game over. So let me explain. If happiness is under 30, the 30, which is counted as an integer, which I set it as a max top of 100, actually means 30%. And then if it's under 30%, then people rebel, and then it's a boom, game over. And then what is food? It's under a population. That means one food handle one population, which means if food can't handle enough population, then that's also a game over. Just like the last if statement, if military is under one, that's also a game over. Since you don't have military to protect your country, the other cities and other cities' owner nations will fight back, which is they are also being aggressive. And that's all for today. And here it's the code. And let's look back. The next slide. Here is the additional add-ons, or we can call it features for future. I'll add more additional resources, management, agents, and more troop types in future. It will give some ideas in the voice chat. So please raise your hand, and I'm going to pick one of them to give us some ideas. So let's see. Please raise your hand, and I will choose you guys.
You guys can raise your hand in the participants list. There should be a button on the bottom.
Yes, I saw a person already raising their hand. I'm just waiting for others to raise their hand since I really want to hear you guys' ideas. Okay. Okay, there's another people. Oh, there's a lot of people raising their hands. Cool. But remember, we need way more people than this. There you go. Please raise your hand and give us some ideas. Any type of ideas, we're welcome to hear that. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, Mike is having an ideas. We'll go by one because there are 3 people raising their hands right now. There's Dev, Charlie, and Mike. So let's start with Mike. Mike, I'm asking you to unmute and give us some ideas. Hello.
Hi.
Can you give us some cool ideas about this game?
Maybe you should just like add like you need to buy weapons for your militaries, and the weapon has durabilities, and you need coins to buy the weapons. You can get coins from selling crops and defeat enemies.
Okay, that's a really cool idea. So I'm really welcome to hear that. And then, so so first there's a currency, which means there already exists. It's gold. So I think the coin you mean, I can use it as a gold. So you need coins, which also I count as a gold. I'll just say a gold to purchase weapons. And weapons have durability for military troops. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, and there's different weapons. If the weapons are stronger, it costs more gold, and if the weapons are weaker, it costs less gold. The weaker weapon has less durability and attack damage and range.
That's a really cool idea. I will save it. Okay, next one. I see a lot of people raising their hand. Mike, you can lower your hand now. Okay, I help you lower your hand. Okay, here comes the Charlie. Okay, Charlie, I ask you to unmute. Please unmute. Charlie?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, hi, Charlie.
Hello. So to be a people that play a like RTS game, I think this game is a little bit easy or so, because like if you play a lot, you can know like what will the AI do. So what I'm thinking is that you can like I saw a lot of in Scratch on there and in a grammar and in YouTube, but like on your link. So I'm thinking about like in Scratch many game you're using one keyboard to play 2-person. So you can actually like divide like the keyboard in half, and then each person have one to choose like what they're going to do. Like so.
Okay, that's exactly what I'm thinking about for this game. You just got me. But here I will give some responses for your ideas. Your ideas are really good. I was amazed by that because I have some similar concept with your ideas. So let's say first, you said the game is too easy. Yes, I totally agree with that. You can just see I wrecked the first nation like just in few rounds. But then here's a second thing. French kicked my ass in this second round. Totally.
So
that means I need to balance the game. That means I need to balance the game's hardness and maybe code it on a different coding language, you mean, right?
Yes, that is what I'm thinking about. Maybe like Unity something. I don't know, but I know you exactly. I know you, but I think you can do better. So
yes, I know.
Doesn't say this one is like doesn't say this one is bad. Just saying like I think it can be a better project.
Okay, that's a really great idea. I really like your idea, and I'm considering to add yours, and Mike's idea into my game because this both really added the gameplay experience for players. Okay, the next one, Dev. Okay, and does anybody else have any cool ideas you want to share with me? Please go to member list or participant list and then raise your hand because I will only give the last 2 ideas. If nobody raises their hand, I'm just going to end it here. Thank you for attending this conference. I'm really thankful for you guys. Some of you guys sharing me cool ideas. And I think that's the end of our conference. And thank you.
All right. Thank you guys for coming.
Great. See you next week.
Thank you. Good night.
See you next week. Bye. And then here's the long tactic of the if computer choice and user choice, which is also supporting the computer machine learning.